Good morning, everyone. So I'm Nikhil John. I represent Pluto7. I take care of growth at Pluto7. Today, webinar going to be talking about turning data into insights. So a little bit of background about me. I've been a couple of years with Pluto7 as working in the data analytics, ML, and AI team, essentially taking care of business customers. And today we have an event for y'all, which where we'll be talking about some of the case studies which we've been doing, some of the demos, some of the work which we're getting from the market, use cases which we are seeing in the market, and we're pretty excited about showcasing this to y'all in this particular webinar. So I'm going ahead and sharing my screen and going to be taking you through the presentation, right? So a little bit about Pluto7. So we are a ML, AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data analytics companies. So that's the space that we work in, majority of it. Our top customers are Cisco, AB InBev, VMware, some of our top customers. So when we're talking about these kind of workloads, what we believe is customers have already reached the transaction layer where they have transactional systems or applications in place. Now they're moving all of that data into an operational data warehouse, and that's the space where we come in. So we are a premium partner with Google, and we have all specializations where we have expertise in this space. So a little bit about us and our background. Oh, we were the top 5 breakthrough partners last year. This year, we've become a premium partner with Google. So take for example, if you want to get onto Google Cloud, you will approach Pluto7 and you can buy cloud services through us. So we're a reseller. And we can start off your journey on the cloud. Some of our customers in India is Maruti. Now L&T is some of our customers, and we're doing some initial level projects with them. It could be POCs, it could be production level projects. We started up a couple of quarters ago. So 6 months back is when we started up in India. We've been in business for over 6 years. We're based out of the Bay Area. And India, her journey has been incredible now. So why would you reach out to Pluto7? Essentially, you would reach out to Pluto7 because we have a lot of solutions already in place. What we call as accelerated solutions to improve your customer experience or to achieve customer success. So some of the solutions that we have in place is what we call as MVMs or minimal viable models. So how you build MVPs back in the day with products or with technology or with developing over the cloud. Now it's done through minimal viable models, right? So all the data in place, pipelines in place, you can automate all those different data sets and to put it into your machine learning engine, and the engine churns out results, right? So these different data sets or data features coming in from either marketing or sales, supply chain, demand forecasting, which is a very important use case which we are seeing in the market. So data pipelines in, for example, demand forecasting will be your demand data, which means your inventory data for the last at least 50 data points for the machine to understand trends in your data. And from there, we build models or machine learning models which can automatically take the data of inventory and sales data. Based on that, understand your supply demand balancing, right? So that's essentially something which can achieve a lot of savings. Propensity to buy is a mod. We're seeing this use case a lot with internet companies. So which of your customers are the customers you need to focus on, right? So that's something which the machine could tell you. Back in the day, most of your propensity to buy or any of these models are based on rules. What the human basically thinks about which customers are going to buy, which could have a lot of biases or there could be a lot of mistakes into it. The machine is not logical. the machine makes a decision based on pure data. Most of the time, rule-based systems have a lot of human-based biases, right? So what you think is correct is what you program in your logic to the machine to make a decision, right? It could be either targeting of emails, it could be getting in the right kind of customer segments, and based on that, you would basically program it, and accordingly the actions will take place, right? When you're activating the customer. In this case, in machine learning, why we're talking about it is the machine is not logical, right? What you feed in terms of data, it understands it in terms of each and every feature, processes that information, pre-processes and what we call it in data science languages, and it makes a prediction based on that data. The goal is to achieve high amount of accuracy. So for example, in a use case like propensity to buy, we are able to achieve an accuracy of over 90% in some models, where we are able to tell accurately that 90% of the 100, the customer is going to go ahead and make the purchase, right? So that puts you far ahead of the competition, and that's what gets you a winning edge over your competition. Right. So I'm now moving into customer acquisition, and where you can use all of these models for customer acquisition. So what we believe and what Google believes in terms of customer acquisition, you can acquire, retain, and grow. So now currently you are collecting a lot of data from the customers. So the data could be what is the past purchases. It could be how they reacted to ads, how they reacted to content, what kind of purchases have they made, distribution. You've gone and delivered the product to the customer. The customer has returned the product. Probably the customer has bought the product omni-channel in a physical store. He's interacted with you via customer service. There could be many analytics which are deriving out of web. So all these different data sources right now are coming together, and you have to make sense of the data, right? So essentially, this data currently is already there in your transactional systems. So that data, what we recommend is collecting all that data and basically transforming the data, making it more machine intelligent or machine readable, analyzing the data, visualizing the data, and activating the data. So what is these 4-5 steps, right? So these steps are about how you convert this data into insights. So essentially in marketing, what Google believes is that, okay, you have a data layer where the customer has purchased, but the customer has not received the ad at the right time, right? Because he ideally purchases during a fiscal year, assuming he's a B2B business. Now, in all of this case, what is happening is the customer is, taking all of the customer is generating all of this data, but we're not using the data. That's where machine learning comes in, and Google has a tool called Cloud for Marketing, which is brilliant in terms of it can automatically understand which customer is will purchase at what point of time, and then how you need to activate them. Do we have put an ad? Do we actually send them an email? And based on that, how do we interact to improve the customer experience? Right. So what we see as use cases for Cloud for Marketing, Google's platform, is that you can identify trends, you can identify segments of your customers. So if you look at a graph, multiple points of a graph, a customer spending over a period of the customer's lifetime, you can do it more accurately. So in a rule-based model, you will say that customers who have bought between 3,000 to 10,000, but there could be a customer who has bought 1,000 rupees worth of product who has a potential to go up to a couple of lakhs, right? So in that case, that customer you're not targeting because you have a bias that the customer has not purchased from you before. But ideally, he's reacting to your ads, he's reacting to a lot of data points which you're not aware of. So that's where Cloud for Marketing has a use case where you're able to identify these customers into different segments and activate them through multiple activation channels. Right. So moving ahead, I will hand it over to Arsh, who's our marketing head, who will be talking to you about a little bit about Data Studio and how you're able to activate the customer and what insights you can derive from the customers.
Hi guys. So Data Studio is a Cloud for Marketing's visualization platform. Cloud for Marketing being an end-to-end analytics platform for marketing, it offers you the option of storing your data, then working on it, then adding some machine learning or AI layers on top of it, and then finally visualizing them to get accurate insights. So this is an overall dashboard as an omni-channel marketing dashboard that you can collect all the data from, put it together, and then see how they're interacting with each other. You have emails, you have events, you have social media, and you have the website data working together at the same time. If you're looking at what are your KPIs for your website, how is your audience getting broken down? What's their journey like, whether it's one page, whether it's two page, whether it's three pages? What's the visit time like? What's the visit day like? You can also see that, as well as the social media performance of the same dashboard, which will help you understand how each of them affect each other. What are your top tweets? How much impression you've gotten? With Data Studio and Cloud for Marketing working together, what you can do is you can pinpoint these impressions to your actual leads that you are maybe sending emails to, or maybe meeting them even in events. With account-based marketing now becoming a lot more mainstream, accounts and processes are a lot more personalized. People want you to talk to them as if you've met them in person, even if it's just a digital interaction you've had. So you can tie in all of your account level data, your salespeople, what's the deal size, all of that working with each other, tying up into your email activities. So that's all about cloud for marketing and how you can use Data Studio as a visualization layer.
Thanks, Harsh. So, I mean, so one part of it is, as a marketer, how you would derive all these different KPIs. For your business, you may have multiple different KPIs. For example, if you're an OTT platform like Sony Live or, Alt Balaji, you may have KPIs about, whether the programming uptime is, 100%, and that has affected your customer experience, right? So you can derive all of that at a micro or nano segment level, and based on that, derive all these KPIs almost real time, right? From different channels, different transaction systems that are already there, and that can be brought into your dashboarding level for multiple people to get that insights out of. So now, and you can enable a lot of clicks or links so that particular, if you want to activate them, you can activate them via ads or emails or whatever be the end approach. So the whole purpose of this is business transformation, right? Why would we actually turn data into insights? You're transferring your business to be actually actionable as a business, right? You're trying to get the competitive edge, or you're trying to be ahead in the game in terms of deriving faster ROI for all your different processes, right? So now I want to take it to you through multiple use cases which we are seeing in the market. So the first use case is a large matchmaking portal, and what we have seen with this large matchmaking portal. So here you see just the amount of total cost. So it's around $960 of total cost. In this particular portal, they have multiple ways where you will actually come in and you would, be a customer, right? So you would be between certain amount of age. You're either married, unmarried, whatever be the case. And with this, what you're able to, when you're able to register to a particular this particular website, you will get a lot of recommendations from profiles, right? So this particular portal is getting up to 1,700 customer feedback per day per website on that they want better matches, right? So we have built a bot now in the back end, which is able to connect. So the live bot is something different, but in the back end, what we're able to do is we're able to look at each and every profile, communicate with each and every profile, and we're able to make intelligent conversations as good as human conversations. So something which you can see in Google Assistant, such kind of conversations. The bot is intelligent enough to have a complete idea onto how exactly how to turn this customer from or non-interactive customer or dormant customer to a warm lead enough for him to even subscribe for the portal, right? So in the back end, the bot is going and checking which are the profiles which are suitable for this particular customer. It's able to segment those particular customers, able to turn them out in as customers who can potentially be warm customers who can really go and subscribe for the products. And this website has over 30 million subscribers, right? So it's automatically going to ping all of these 10 or 20 million people and able to get them into paying customers. So it's brilliant. For $960, they're able to get millions of revenue, right? So think of those kind of use cases where you have a background and you can have a bot and you can build on top of it almost immediately, right? So now from here, I just want to pass it off to my colleague, who's Rajkumar, who will be showcasing this product to you. So just give me a second. So the product name is called. So Rajkumar, you can start. Yeah. So the product name is called Dialogflow, and Rajkumar will be presenting Dialogflow to you all right now.
Hi, hi guys. So Dialogflow is a natural language person tool. So here, the main thing in Dialogflow is intelligence. So whenever user asks for something.
One second. I think we've not got Rajkumar to present. Okay.